Morning everyone. I have decided that today I'm just going to get up, well obviously I have because otherwise I wouldn't be filming this, and crack on and doing some yoga. And yoga, that's something that I feel like today, because this week I've just found it really difficult to get my shit together basically, and to be creative. And so this morning I woke up and I was feeling about that sort of feeling, you know, when you get up in the morning you think, I'm kind of slipping again, I'm slipping down again. So I thought, I know what I need. I need to practice some yin yoga. I need to create space. I need to stretch out and also just relax my face and relax my head, because in these troubled times it's just it's well, for me it's just really easy for me to sort of fall down, you know, fall down the crevice. So you know, I do normally say don't get up in the morning and just practice yoga, but the truth is that I've been up for over an hour, and I've had a cup of coffee, I've read some of my book, so I'm ready to go. And when I think about practicing my yin practice today, I'm going to start in child's pose, because you know what, sometimes there is a lovely moment of salvation, of lying on your back and surrendering to the mat. But considering that I've just got up, so I've been lying on my back sleeping for the last 8 hours or whatever, so I don't really need to feel like I need to do that anymore. But what I do need to do is just come into the day. Yeah, so yin yoga. So what we're going to do together is we're going to do this class and we're going to time it for 3 minutes for each one. But because I'm also practicing with you for myself, I'm going to time it in the way that I do for myself when I'm practicing. And that is, I put a timer on my phone for 3 minutes. And I do say this when I'm, is just, when you put a timer on your phone when you're doing yin yoga, it means that you don't have to think about it. So let's get into child's pose, knees mat distance apart. And what this lovely, wonderful pose does is it just brings us into the moment, stimulating our forehead, our third eye, that space there, waking up the eye to see things as they really are today. And I'm telling you that what I, for one, really need that inspo. And also opening up the back of the body, you know, and just a restorative surrender. So here we go, mat distance apart. I'm going to put my arms out in front with my hands on my fingertips, because I want to surrender, restore, but awaken. So here we go. So when I mean child pose, so take your bum back towards your heels, bring in, do a nice stretch forward with your back and drop in. And I'm not going to speak for the next 3 minutes. Just bring your breath into the back of your body and let your ribs, your shoulder blades, move laterally as your ribs move laterally, as well as the breath really opens up the back of the body, opens up the back ribs, the back of your heart, and bring some movement there, bringing you into the day.
sounds coming from outside. You roll your head back and forth. Just making sure that your forehead is on the mat and not your hairline. Your forehead. The whole of your forehead's on the mat. Elbows are off. Hands, fingertips are on the mat. It's the only thing. So you've got forehead, fingertips, knees and feet. That's it. Shins. Okay, 3 minutes is up, so just lift the forehead off, walk the hands in, and come up to sitting. You can even really do child's pose for 3 minutes. Come forward onto tabletop. Bring the knees in to hip distance apart. Tuck your toes under and sit back on your toes. We're going to sit in toe squat for 3 minutes. Let the arms rest and close down the eyes. Let your face be completely relaxed and your mind be clear. Just take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Roll our shoulders forward, up and back. So that again. Forward, up and back. Sitting up nice and straight, ribs are tucked in. Head is just poised, settled on the top of your neck. And just try to be absolutely still as you can. Again, bring your attention to your breath. And just turn your gaze inside. Again, this is a great way of waking up the body. Very, very gently, waking it up in a way that you're really stimulating the pressure points, your feet. The mind is still, and yet the mind is becoming alert because this, well, if you're doing this right now, I don't really need to explain to you what's happening in your feet. But we're just going to be silent for another minute.
And as you inhale, feel the ribs expand. Just really see what's happening from the inside out. That was 3 minutes, well done. See what I mean about putting the timer on? I wouldn't have, that seemed to go quite quickly. Okay, if your feet are feeling quite woohoo, give them a little gentle tap, and we're going to go straight into, sorry, the timer's still on. We're going to go straight into melting heart. So keeping your hips above your knees. I'll move back a little bit so that you can see me. Keeping your hips and your knees in this box shape, and we're walking forward with the hands, but just be really mindful that you're not coming forward with your hips, not leaning forward. So you're going forward, your hands are mat distance apart, so they're wide, and as you come forward, what's happening is your chest is coming down to the mat and your forehead. Again, there's a lot going on here, opening up in the armpits and in the heart chakra. And so now that you're there, one really annoying thing is having to log in and out of your phone. So here we go. Your elbows and your forearms are down, your hands are wide, fingers are wide, yogi hands. Take your breath right the way up into your collarbones. And just be careful, as I say, that you lean back and that your heart, your chest is moving towards the mat. Your shoulder blades are moving towards each other this time. So if feel like you have enough, just come forward and lie down on your belly. Otherwise, let's stick with it for the 3 minutes. Really focus on your breathing. Even though we're starting to get quite challenging, just really stick with it. There we go. So just very, very gently now walk your hands in and just come very, very gently back up to sitting.
These pauses in between the postures in yin yoga are an important part of the balance. And as you sit here, you can feel, I understand exactly what I mean by, you can feel a kind of like, there's lots going on inside your body right now. Just let that happen. Let the body do its functions. Let yourself be cleansed and energized as you roll over onto your any side. I'm moving on to my left side, and I'm bringing my legs cross-legged in front of me, leaving the right shin in front of me. I'm taking the left leg, so my right shin is parallel with the top of my mat. My left leg comes round to a 90-degree angle, so that the front of my left thigh and the front of my right shin are both parallel to the top of the mat. I'm going to take a big inhale. I'm just going to take my timer around there with me. So I'll go this way so that you can see me. So my shin is parallel with the top of my butt. I'm sitting on my right hip, my right butt. My left thigh is facing forward, and we're going to twist round to the right. Sorry, it's just really, I have to keep logging in and out of this timer, so I'm going to try and get it. So we're going to sit up and move round to the right, using your hands on your fingertips, really sitting up, twisting again through the middle. Don't feel the urge to really round there. That's not what we're doing. You've got a nice hip opening on that left side. Twist through the middle of the body. You're sitting up nice and straight. Again, it's in yin yoga, it's a question of not, there's effort, but that it's a different type of effort. It's not a muscular effort. We've got posture, effort, concentration, and breathing. So again, just close down your eyes and just turn your gaze inside and see what's happening with your breath. It's a more restricted posture. Just bring your breath right the way up through the center line, up into your collarbones. Making sure that your shoulders are not tense, that your shoulders are still sliding down the back, that there's no discomfort in your back or in any of your knees, but yeah, you're not relaxing. This isn't a submissive, relaxive pose. There's a lot going on and you're being very active because you're sitting up and you're twisting through. And keep that twist right at the edge of, about 90% to where you can really go. And then we're going to twist it. So we'll twist it now to the 100%. So your absolute max of twisting through the middle of your body, through your waist, through the belly button, moving the belly button round without moving those legs, without the hip coming with you. Because that left hip's opening towards the front of the room with the shins. So when you look round, don't look round because look round because you'll just untwist. And that thigh is still facing forward. Closing down the eyes, lifting up and twisting through the waist, through the belly buttons, moving as far away over to the right as it's possible to do.
And as you breathe, you can really feel that sort of ringing, squeezing out, squeezing those internal organs. And there's your 3 minutes. Nice. Back round through the middle. Nice and gently bring that left calf round to the front. Okay, so your left shin is facing forward and your right leg now coming round, facing forward, sitting up and twisting round to the left. So same thing, lifting up and out of the waist, sitting on the left hip, left butt, and twisting through. So first of all, to be about 80–90% of your absolute max. Closing down the eyes, and then maybe walking a little bit further. Just making sure that that twist really is happening through the middle there. There's a lot going on. And to be still and quiet. Let the eyes close, and maybe let's move to 100% where we can go now without yanking. You know, don't yank yourself round, just move very, very gently and think, yeah, I'm really, really trying hard now. No pain in the lower back. Just a feeling of I'm really, really trying to twist to my absolute maximum. Being careful that you're not tensing in the shoulders, but there is tension in the pose to hold us here. Breathe. Really take big, big breaths. Inhaling. As you inhale, maybe you can twist a little bit further. Really feeling the opening in the front of the right hip, through the waist. And really squeezing those organs, giving them a nice squeeze, ready for the day ahead. There's your 3 minutes. Gently now, very gently letting go. Come back through the middle. Whoops. Oh, it's annoying, isn't it? It's kind of messing with the Zen feel. Bring that right leg round in front of you and just lean back into your hands. Let the legs be out in front and let's just rest for a moment. The next pose that we're going to do, just while you're relaxing there, is dragon. So, excuse me, dragon is a lunging posture. So what we're going to do is we're going to just gently, I was going to say gently swing our legs around behind us, but yeah, I think that's the best way for us to get into it from here, because for me, you will be feeling a lot going on in those hips, lots and lots and lots of, you know, as yogis and all your emotions are in your hips. But there really is something to be said for doing some really great hip openers when you're feeling quite emotional and tense. As I said at the beginning, this is a practice for me where I'm following my intuition this morning, and it's an intuition which is it's based on what I just feel is in the air. You know, I don't think I need to, you know, there's a lot going on right now, and that whole vibe and tension is floating around in the sky, and it's hard for it not to have its impact on each one of us, and that's what this practice today is about, to step away from that. So bring the legs together, bring your knees in, and this is super, super slow-mo and gently. Just bring them round to one side and very, very gently come back to being on all fours. And what we're going to do, just before we come into this dragon, is we're going to come up onto plank. So stepping one foot back and the other, just come up onto plank for a moment. Lift the right leg off the mat and opening up that right hip. Let's come back up to downward facing dog for a moment. Look forward and then step that right leg forward. Drop the back knee down. Now the right leg is, I can go this way, outside. So it's the right leg is nice, right foot, sorry, is normally would be stepping, normally we'd be stepping that foot in between our hands, but at the moment it's outside, right foot outside of the right hand, and just walk that a little bit further forward. So there's a big wide space here. This is a big long lunge, and bringing your hands down, drop the head. So I'm just going to show you this before I put the timer on side view, so that you can see what a big wide lunge is. Yeah, so that foot is in front of my hand. This hip is open, another big hip opener, and there's a big expansive space between here and here. So actually this lunge really is at my max, but there's no tension in the back, yeah? Because what we're doing is we're finding space here. And so just get yourselves in that position. I'll log on the timer and we're going to start. Here we go. So dropping the head down and maybe dropping onto the elbows. So if the elbows is just too much, just stay here. Let the head, actually it's really nice to let the head just hang. Your shoulders are above your wrists, so strengthening our joints. Let the head hang. For me today, this is much more where I'm at than getting further down into the elbows. Maybe we'll do that the last 50, half a minute. At the moment, I want to strengthen my joints. And I want to rest my face. I'll just hang. Keep your arms nice and straight. Stack the bone stacking is another feature of yin yoga. So it's using our arms without using the muscles. Strengthening our joints, which as we get older, I say that like I'm not old already, but as we get older it's very important. This practice of yoga is probably the most important practice to do as we get older. Increase our flexibility, zero intensity. Plenty of time or other practices where you can be running around and doing cardio and doing sweating. It's about isolating different practices and not expecting one thing to do all. Don't expect to do one set of exercise and thinking, right, that's me done. In order to create balance, it's a combination of many different things. So just let your head relax, let the face relax, let everything go. Quite a lot of work actually, keeping those arms straight. Excuse me. There you go. Gently straighten that front leg. Take the front leg back and come to sit back down on your heels. And rest. Nice and gentle when you're ready to move. Let's go to the other side. So once again, step back to plank. Again, when you're in plank, shoulders, elbows, wrist, one complete straight line. Inhale, exhale, back to downward facing dog, nice and gently. We don't want to warm up because we don't want to activate those muscles. So lifting the left leg off, bring the knee wide, and then come forward with that left foot outside of the left hand. Drop the right leg down. Walk the left leg forward a little bit to create this big wide lunge. I'm just going to get my timer. Drop the head, get yourself in position so you've got this big wide opening on the right hip. Big lunge forward with the left leg. Elbows, wrists and shoulders are stacked. Head drops down. Keep the knee of the left leg connected. Keep the knee in and keep the inside of the left thigh touching the left arm to make sure that that leg just isn't sprawling out, because you're actually in one really straight energy line. So again, you can stay here or you can come down to your elbows. So for me on this side, I think I'm going to try this. Let face rest. If you're down here on your elbows, well, got a bit of a dry throat, it's so early. Down here on your elbows, this left foot is really quite, it's glued to the mat. It's not gripping, it's glued. Again, really releasing any stuck stuff. Great thing about yoga is we don't have to think about how we're going to let go of these things. All these amazing asanas and postures do it for us. So just rest your face and remember to keep that face nice and placid. Sounds like a word my mother used to say. What placid looking face. Quite interesting doing this yin yoga when you really, because you're not moving, you have to find your mind is looking for something to think about. Like, you have to kind of start feeling about what's going on. You know, very much when you're kind of rushing around, you're not really feeling it. You're feeling things, but in a different way. And what I'm feeling now, you know, is really quite exciting. There we go, there's a timer, so nice and gently come up, straighten that front leg, swing that front leg gently back to sit back on your heels. Nice. And just close down the eyes. And spend a minute just relaxing. Okay, coming back into the room. It's lots away there, which is nice. We're going to do another twist and an inversion, and then we're going to do some meditation. So just rolling over onto one hip. We are going to I'm going to just turn around, you don't have to come to lie down on your back. And take your knees into chest and your legs up in the air straight. The alternative is, and actually I might just do it because I'm in that mood, is to put your feet up against the wall. So what you do is come to sit with your hip against your, I'm quite lucky because I've got this bit of wall that doesn't have anything on it. Sit with your hip right up against the wall. It's got the timer there. And then just turning on that hip, because you want to get your bum right up to the wall and your feet up there. Amazing. This is fab. And here we go. If you don't have a wall, just lie down, making sure that your tailbone is down. Here we go. Your arms just rest. Back is completely flat on the mat. Okay. Now gently. Now if your feet are not at the top on the mat, stay there because we're going to move into a twist. If your feet are against the wall, just moving away from the wall. That looked quite geriatric the way that I did that. To move away from the wall, we're just going to do a nice gentle twist. So if you cross right over leg, maybe into eagle legs, which is my go-to. Otherwise, just cross your right leg over left, bring the knees into your chest, and take them over to the left side. Here we go. And you're gazing over to your right. So if you want to create more intensity, bring your knees higher up. So I'm right up and over on that left hip. So the focus of this twist is more about getting your knees on the floor than your arm and your shoulder. So my arm on my right side and shoulder are off the mat, but the twist for today is about getting your knee on the mat. So that's why you're right high up on the edge of that left hip. I tend to finish most of my practices with this sort of twist. Okay, there's one side. So just releasing that arm, untwisting your legs, coming through the center. Let's just pause in the center for a moment. Pause in the center for a moment, because that's quite intense, that for 3 minutes. Take your legs in the air, tailbones on the mat, cross the left over right, maybe all the way into eagle legs, maybe just crossed, or even you don't even really need to cross your legs, see how you go. Roll those knees over to the right side as you turn your head over to the left. Knees can be as high or wherever you want. But I invite you to bring the knees down to the mat on the right side, which would mean that you're, as you can see from mine, my shoulder on the left isn't down. That's not what we're going for. You can even take that hand on top of the leg if that helps you bring those knees down. And just rest the face. The great thing about this twist is that it's kind of difficult to get into such a brilliant, intense twist any other way. You know, it's not as easy, if you like, but it's because you're lying down and your knees are supported over on that right side on the floor. It's really quite ingenious, isn't it? Fabulous yogi descriptions. So just let the face rest again.
back, release. I just got some little sort of geriatric kind of like, which is quite nice. Really keep your breath nice and deep and full, even though it's restricted. So it's even quite interesting doing that as well, taking your focus to your breath as you inhale, as the breath squeezes its way to fill up. And with that inhale, a lovely massage in the internal organs. Deeply breathing through your nose, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Feel that sort of massagey feeling now I'm always going on about. Fantastic thing about having 3 minutes in one pose is that the pose really develops within the depth. You go deeper and deeper into it as you work with your breath. Oh, that 3 minutes went quickly for me. Unlock those legs again. Come through the center. Try and find that and stop it. Dismiss. And we're in Shavasana. Arms are widespread, feet are widespread. Rest the face. I'm not going to talk for the next 3 minutes, so let's just enjoy that kind of outer body floaty experience that only yoga can bring. See you on the other side. Relax the jaw, relax your face. I just felt my face there, a bit of tension creeping into my jaw, so just release it. Okay. Okay, everyone, if if you want to finish with me, bring your knees now into your chest. Otherwise, just stay there for as long as you need to for the rest of the day. Remember, this is a waking up practice. Ooh, come to sit up. Ooh, nice and slowly and easy, keeping the gaze low. Sitting up nice and straight. Let's just draw the circle to close our practice in. So taking the hands up to the ceiling, connecting your fingers at the top, bringing the palms down to your abdomen, locking that breath in, inhaling once more, inhale, connect the fingers, exhale down, nice and gently through the mouth, inhale through the nose, last time, close the palms, exhale through the center, pausing at your forehead for right thoughts. Inhale, exhale to the lips for right words. Inhale, exhale down to your heart for right action. May all beings be free. May today and all the days that follow be full of loving kindness towards yourself, towards all the sentient beings that you will meet today. Show them love and perhaps any small act of kindness. Well done, yogis. Have an amazing day. I think I might do a Shamrashtanga now.